Hello there, this is Ahmet from the Third Room Studios, and welcome to the third episode of my show called Let's Patch for the Thomann synthesizer channel. In this video I'm going to discuss and demonstrate maybe one of the most important aspects of electronic dance music, producing a proper kick drum. For this, of course, I'm again going to use my modular system, and I want to show how you can produce dynamic, sometimes a bit evolving, and kick drums with a certain impact, which is basically the foundation of any good dance track. So yeah, let's get started. For this purpose, I'm going to use the tip-top audio module Bass Drum 909, which is, in my point of view, the best 909 clone out there on the market. And I'm going to pair this module with the Atlantis from IntelliGel. But I'm just going to use the noise source in two different ways for this module. This is a really versatile, amazing synth voice, which is also inspired by the legendary Roland SH-101. But this is much more versatile, has actually two voices, and you can do a lot of great stuff with it. Okay, so let's get started. Again, I'm going to sequence the bass drum with a very straightforward pattern. And for this, naturally, I'm going to sequence gate 1 into gate in. And I also want to combine this sequence with the Atlantis. Then, again, as I've said already in my first episode, using the accent function of any drum module is essential to create dynamic, human-like bass drums, percussive patterns whatsoever. So again, I'm going to modulate with different control voltages the accent. Maybe let me give you a demonstration of it. For this, I'm using again the Verbis Amp and Tone, lovely filter, and I'm going directly out from the amp and tone into my mixer. And you hear already here the kick drum. Let me turn off the effects. Yeah. As you maybe hear, it sounds kind of a bit distorted because I've gone actually over 12 o'clock. When I'm turning this down, you hear it much more in a subtle way. And what I want to do is here, I want to modulate the overload function with the synced LFO of the Kermit. So while I'm doing this, I want to play with the third and second harmonics of the kick drum to enhance the kick drum in its frequency range. Yeah. Now you hear it's changing. Okay. So of course, what do you need to produce a proper kick drum? First of all, you need a good preamp when you are producing it with hardware. In this case, I don't need a preamp because modular gear has already a very high level output. And of course, preamp doesn't mean only just high level output, but also saturating the sound. I'm using for this different techniques. The first of all is here the overload, but you can also work with the drive from the Cosmics. Yeah, as you hear now, it has much more grit. And after saturating the sound, of course, you also need a proper equalizer. For this demonstration, I'm going to use the API or API from America, the 550B. Maybe let me try to explain you in a short way the necessary frequencies or the frequencies I want to enhance of this kick drum. As it's already known, the 909 kick drum is a very dry kick drum, so and a like kind of a mid-range kick drum. So what I'm doing here is to enhance the low frequencies around 50 Hertz. On my second band, the low mid section, 250 Hertz. And I want also to enhance the transients and the attack rate of the kick drum around 1.5 kilohertz. Of course, don't get too stuck on those frequencies. Use your ears and try to find the best setting for yourself. I'm also enhancing here the 5K with the fourth band, but this is more for the drum sound, for the noise sounds of the Atlantis. So let's get back to the Atlantis. For this, I want to use the noise source in two different ways. The first one is going to be a straight output into the mixer. And as you hear, I'm just using the noise source and especially the pink noise. So why I'm using the pink noise? Because the pink noise is that noise source which is actually a flat frequency. So what I'm doing here is I'm adding with the same pattern the white noise. Actually the way you like it. Let's say it like this. And the reason is that this pink noise with the flat frequency is going to fill the empty spaces of the kick drum. So your kick drum is going to sound fuller. Yeah? Okay. Maybe just let me turn off the noise. And of course, it's more than just filling the frequencies. There's also a nice percussive addition to the kick drum. Now you see how the kick drum is now sounding much fuller. Secondly, and this is going to be the last patch, I'm going to use a direct output of the noise source again into my Bionic Lester, and I'm going out from there into my third channel. Yeah, let me put on maybe here but the send return on those noise sounds. Yes. So what are you going to hear is a direct noise source. Yeah. Okay. Just get the why is okay. This was not on. Yeah. Of course, I don't want it in the low sections. I'm gonna put here, as you see, maybe a bandwidth filter on it. And now you have kind of a nice fog sitting on your kick drum. So you have already kind of a background foundation that your kick doesn't sound that, alone or empty. I don't know how you can describe this, but I would use these words for this. Okay. And now to have a bit fun with it, the last patch is going to be, I want to have control over the tune of the pitch control of the bass drum, and I want to enhance or point out the amplitude. So when I'm tuning the kick, also the amplitude is going higher. You know, when I'm pitching up the kick drum, also the amplitude is going higher. Let's use the exponential one for this. to keep it a bit more snappy and aggressive. And for example, it's going to sound like this. Yeah. So, okay. I want to explain you one more thing before starting with the live jam. You have to sync your kick in tune to the other elements in the track. This is something maybe most people don't consider, or they're asking themselves, okay, why is not my kick sounding so, yeah, right in place? This has also something to do with the tuning, not only with the equalizer or compression settings or whatsoever. You have to tune your kick. So what I'm doing for this, I'm taking here the Atlantis, the synth sound. And as you see, the synth sound of the Atlantis, yeah, it's really varying, but it's, let's say it's kind of a B or C. So I have to play in this root note, tune already the kick. It's already tuned actually, it's in a G. So I want to tune my kick in a G, which I have done now. Yeah, because it's modular and I'm modulating a lot of stuff, of course the notes are changing. I'm in a G and here's B, E, it's kind of in sync. You don't have to do it really perfectly, but just keep in mind that you are in the same root note and then can vary it, make a variation of your tunes. Okay, that's it, and let's get started. that was my patching session and live session. I hope you enjoyed it. And again, I'm going to put all samples and all the sounds I've used for this live session online. Check the link below in the description. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask me. Also in the comment section, I'm happy to answer all your questions. And yeah, see you next time.